I got cut off again. I had to delete some more videos. So anyways, my situation here is a little precarious. I'm not sure what way that these people could get worse. I don't want to get in a situation where they're yelling at me and they press the rose buttons, because we don't want that to happen. Try to keep my cool. In fact, one way I keep my cool is if they yell at me, just keep on walking. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Um, our ability to communicate in a normal fashion has disintegrated. I don't really want to see or look at these people or talk to them because they are not good people. And I don't like to actually get into conversations with people who will have ulterior motives or stuff like that, because they always twist everything around. They're not, you cannot converse with those people if they are bad people. And these are bad people. Oh God, and I'm connected on Facebook with them. And this kid understands a little bit of English. Not that much. He's like 32 or something like that. And yeah. So if I had this on any of these on Facebook, he would be listening to over and over again to see what I'm saying. They're very paranoid, these people, about something. But, well, I'm not afraid to call the police. And I will, if these people are going to get ugly with me, for whatever reason, we will have the police here. She doesn't want the police here. She's a little worried about that. Well, um, then you need to like fly your life straight and not be afraid of the police. Because if you're going to do illegal stuff, you will get in trouble if you get caught. It really depends on the what kind of a thing you're doing. Are you smoking marijuana or are you cheating people out of money? If you're cheating people out of large sums of money, nobody's going to care about the other. So I heard something to that effect that somebody was doing something bad with money. They had a business and people were getting screwed. And they got in big trouble. Somebody did. I'm not sure. All I know is I don't really want to know details. I don't care about people's problems or their past history. I don't care. You hiding out from the police? Well, then you know what? You should treat people nicer. If you're going to rent a room, don't abuse the person. Don't steal from them. Don't do anything that would cause the person to call the police. And then you wouldn't have any of those problems. I mean, that kind of makes really good sense. To me, it does anyway. If you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, be discreet, be courteous, and, pay all your registrations, and then you won't get caught. But if you start doing hanky-panky shit and you start shitting on people, you might go down. I feel like I'm in a position where I can take somebody down, because if this lady's hiding from the police, I can tell them how to find her very easily. But I don't want to go there just yet, because I don't know what people will do when they get desperate, especially here in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So, look how cute my garden looks, though. This makes me sad because I actually love it here. I even told the kid yesterday, I love living here. I don't know what you guys' problem is. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I need to get some other like little dollies with some different, and that's perfect because it's plastic. Don't have to worry about it getting all fucked up in the rain. Because what I wanted to do is, if I can find a nice place, I'm going to open like a little children's, it'll be kind of like a little place for the kids to come and play and learn some English. Nothing really super academic. I have practice with a job uh, teaching language to children. When I worked for Forsyth County Educational Department many years ago, I had first grade and kindergarten. I took over for a pregnant teacher, and we had a lot of fun. I never felt happier on any other job but that one because I would go home singing El Rancho de Panchito es bonito. That was from a little tape that we played. But I was thinking I could do something similar. We can model the little children's thing on what we did in that class. So we combined play and coloring and games and songs and stuff to learn. Well, and for that particular class, it was Spanish. Well, should be a lot easier for English, right? And so I've been collecting like little animals and stuff for my garden so I can do these classes next year. I think it'd be a great thing to do. I like the idea of having some kind of like a responsible like little job or something. I won't charge much money because it's not about the money. It's not about the money. For me, it's never about the money. That's why I live so poor my whole life. I've been, except for when I worked at GE and other jobs that I've had that paid fairly well. The better paying job below that is when I worked as a teacher in high school. I tried a whole semester. Okay, they put me full contract. I had a lot of had good reputation in the county for my academic skills in the language area. And the foreign language administrator or head of the foreign language department at the university really liked me. We used to hang out and talk about shit. And Dr. Ewing was my Latin teacher. Yeah, so and they were and he was trying to get me to work as a teacher. Oh my God. He was the one who got me to take that job in that school. I made one good friend. I mean, he's still friends with me. My friend Brandon Painter. I don't know how he labels himself. He's a transsexual, but he's a cool guy. I like Brandon. He's got a good heart. I don't with all this transgender and stuff going on and people making big deals about it. When we were growing up, we didn't really actually get excited about that stuff. We would just say, oh, this guy likes to dress like a woman and he's gay. And we didn't say gay then. We said he was faggot, but we can't say that no more. But, and that was the end of it. And everybody just accepted it. Now it's like, I don't know, it's like a revival or something. Transgender people always existed. We just accepted them as part of the population. But anyway, yeah, so I had that job. I only stayed, like I said, stayed there a semester. I couldn't handle another semester; it was too far away, and they had a discipline problem throughout the entire school, where they needed police and bouncers in the hallways. Yeah, police and bouncers in the hallways of the high school. People would bleed. Somebody would always end up at the end of the day bleeding. I don't know, from a knife or something. My first day in school, the kids had like a bonfire in the back of the room, and bottles were flying, and some of those were glass. Ooh, it was kind of scary. But I survived the entire semester, and I knew right away. After that, I said, you know what? I don't think I will be a teacher, at least not in the United States anyway. So, I was going to come here in 2003 in Aguas Calientes, and I got a job. I actually applied for a job at a bilingual school. I didn't apply. It was kind of like, this person knows that person knows this person who's, the head of the school. So I was talking to the head of the school. She liked me, and I was going to get that job. I was going to teach first or second grade, and they would get a subject or however they're going to set it up, and then everything would be in English. So I was going to be an English teacher here, but it fell through. Armando had to put his son through college, and he had a business started. Wasn't really bringing in enough money to do all that, so he sold everything off and back to the United States, opened his carpet cleaning business, and then And I just did whatever I could find. Yeah, I didn't want to substitute anymore. I didn't like substituting so much. They Kids always take advantage of substitute teachers. And when I worked as a substitute teacher, I made sure that I was on my motorcycle that day, because if I was on a motorcycle, I was the cool substitute teacher. And it's always good to be on the cool side than on the like frump side. And so at the time I was looking pretty frumpy, but because I rode a motorcycle, I was cool. But and then I had a long-term sub stint with seventh and eighth grade. Lady went out on maternity leave, and I did the first part of a spring semester in 2002. Yeah, the spring semester 2002, because all of 2001, after after my semester stint in the high school in Cobb County, I substituted for Forsyth County, and I primarily concentrated on middle school and high school. I didn't sign up for elementary. Didn't pay enough. It was like, I was getting paid $60 a day. If you do elementary, it's $50 a day. Oh God. So not very much money. But I was used to living on very little money at the time anyway. But so 2002 came, and they said, "Oh, Rose, we got a seventh and eighth grade long-term sub, and this way I would get $70 a day, big $10 jump a day, which comes out to an extra $50 a week, which isn't much, but at the time it actually felt pretty good." So I did seventh and eighth grade from the beginning of January. Well, not beginning, but when the kids went back to school after the January or the December and January break for the holidays. And I had a lot of fun with those kids. The county they didn't have the discipline problems, so I thought, well, I wouldn't mind working in a school here, but you got to wait for somebody to die because everybody wants to work in the good schools. So and then so the break was coming up, and before the break came up, there was a job for another Spanish teacher for kindergarten and first grade. So we know you're not signed up for kindergarten, first grade, but would you do it? Yeah, okay. So I did. I forget what I made doing that. I think they paid the same for long terms, regardless of the grades. And I did, you know, I did kindergarten, first grade. Well, I said, "Oh, this was a lot of fun. I had fun." So my experience doing kindergarten, first grade was quite lovely. I went home every day singing. I was very happy. I did curbside service. Like all the teachers had to do like different like little. Everybody shared in doing different chores. Receiving children, letting them go, stuff like that. And so, of course, I did my, depending on how the schedule had me, I did all that stuff, and it was fun. I didn't mind. I liked working at the school. I liked seeing children, and classes, like I said, classes were fun. I was the visiting teacher, so I had an office and a space that I shared with other people, and it was very nice. And I had my plans were all written out, what the teacher wanted me to do, and I followed them, very well. And we had a lovely, lovely end of the semester. So the second half of the spring semester turned out quite lovely. And so that's my experience. Well, the lady of the house here said she had a friend who wanted me to teach her 4-year-old some English. And I said, well, I gave her an answer back. Well, how much you want? I said, well, I couldn't charge a lot of money for something like that. I mean, if I do it, I don't do it for money. I do it for the pleasure of doing it. And so I said, I'll get back to you. Well, as it turned out, I thought about it, and I said, nope, not this year. I got too much going on. I can't concentrate on classes and stuff like that. Besides, I need to be prepared. I need to have some kind of a plan, some kind of an idea, and different games and stuff. It can be spontaneous, but I still need to have, like, plans. And so she put a bug in my mind. And the bug in my mind has grown. And I thought this would be a perfect place. I could have the children up here. I can get a big umbrella if it's, but I wouldn't need a big umbrella because it's a late afternoon. It's nice and shady here. I can set up like a little table for children and stuff like that, make it look really pretty, and we can have classes, in the afternoon before they have their dinner or just after dinner, and we can learn about animals and plants and stuff like that, sing some songs, play some games, and thought it was a beautiful idea. Well, it's not going to happen here, but it will happen. So next year I'm going to see if I can do some classes. Do some classes in English in some nice little place where the people are not psycho, and make sure that they know my intentions. So I'd like to, have some little classes, not a lot, just twice a week for the kids. So that means what? Maybe they come over like an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's not very much time. So that's 4 hours a week with those children. And then Huerito, the guy in the video I made for the Panteon, he said he would like classes. So I thought, well, maybe I can do 2 days a week for the entering the university kids, and then 2 days a week for the little children who are just beginning school. I think that would be really nice. So I'm going to end this video right now. Rosa Peligrosa, letting you know that she's in just a little bit of peril. Nothing serious, hopefully. I don't think these people are, dangerous. At least I hope not. Anyway, be safe.